Have you ever wondered, what happens to all the attention we pour into our screens, all those hours of scrolling, watching, liking? Where does all that energy really go? I used to think I knew. I was wrong. So terribly wrong. My name is Zara Washington, and I'm recording this as a warning. By the time you watch this, I might already be gone. Not dead exactly, but something worse. Something that makes death seem merciful. But before I tell you what's happening to me now, you need to understand how it all began. I grew up in South Atlanta, in a house filled with stories. Every Sunday morning, while the smell of shea butter and hair oil filled the air, my grandmother would braid my hair and fill my head with warnings about the old ways. She learned them from her mother, who learned them from hers. Wisdom passed down through generations of Black women, who knew there were forces in this world that feed on our deepest desires. "Baby," she'd say, her fingers moving with practiced precision through my coils, "you come from people who survived by being invisible when they had to, and unforgettable when they chose to be. But there are things out there older than our pain, spirits that feed on our desperation to be seen. They offer you everything you want, but the price..." Her voice would trail off, and she'd just shake her head. I didn't understand then. I was too busy, dreaming of the future, of breaking into the tech world. That seemed determined to keep people like me out. I wanted to be visible. I needed to be seen. By the time I finished my computer science degree at Georgia Tech, I thought I had it all figured out. I was going to be different. I launched my YouTube channel, Tech Melanin, with a mission. This wasn't just about gadget reviews or coding tutorials. This was about creating the representation I never saw growing up. About showing young Black girls they belonged in this industry. About proving that our perspectives on technology mattered. For 3 years, I poured everything into that channel. The perfect lighting setup that made my dark skin glow instead of disappear into the shadows. The meticulously edited videos breaking down complex coding concepts. The honest reviews about how facial recognition failed on darker skin tones. How AI assistants struggled with our voices. How the tech world's universal solutions often forgot we existed. I did everything right. Everything. The SEO optimization, the perfect thumbnails, the trending topics. I networked at every tech conference that would have me, often being the only Black woman in rooms full of people who looked right through me. I created content that should have mattered, that needed to be seen. But the algorithm had other plans. "2,000 subscribers. That's all I had to show for 3 years of work. My analytics were a graveyard of unwatched videos and ignored insights. Every notification became a reminder of failure. Every comparison to other tech channels, a knife in my spirit. I watched white creators with half my expertise blow up overnight, while my carefully researched videos on algorithmic bias got buried in the recommendations. That's when the comments started. At first, they seemed like regular spam. You know the type. Those generic great content. Comments that bots leave everywhere. But these were different. They always appeared at exactly 3:33 a.m., regardless of time zone. Each one mentioned something called the Engagement Enhancement Protocol, or claimed the algorithm has chosen you. The profiles that left these comments were strange. When I tried to click on them, my screen would glitch, displaying corrupted images that looked like a mixture of QR codes and ancient Adinkra symbols. The same symbols my grandmother used to draw for protection. Sometimes just for a fraction of a second. I swore I could see faces in those glitches. Thousands of faces. All watching. All hungry. Then came the email. It arrived at 3:33 a.m. Of course, No sender address, just a subject line that read, "The protocol awaits." The body contained coordinates and two messages. The first was in ancient Akan, Onapabako ensa in kata owiya. A single person's hand cannot cover the sun. Below that, in modern text, "Let us help you be seen. Let us help you matter." I know how this sounds. Trust me. I know. My grandmother's warnings echoed in my head. About spirits that feed on desperation. About deals that cost more than you bargained for. But when you've spent years screaming into the void, when you've watched your message die, in the shadow of an algorithm that seems built to silence voices like yours, rationality becomes optional. The coordinates led to a building in Atlanta's growing tech district. From the outside, it looked like any other startup office, all glass and steel reaching toward the sky. But something was wrong. The security cameras moved too smoothly, their lenses contracting like pupils when they focused on me. The lobby's digital directory displayed company names and scripts that shouldn't exist. Characters that seemed to move when I wasn't looking directly at them. The elevator took me to the 33rd floor. Without me pressing a button, the doors opened. To a space that shouldn't have been possible. The room stretched far beyond the building's actual dimensions. Its walls covered in screens showing analytics dashboards, but these weren't normal metrics. They were measuring human attention itself. Each graph pulsed like a heartbeat. Each number representing moments of time stolen from countless watching eyes. That's where I met Dr. Elena Vishkov. She looked like the perfect tech executive at first glance. Sharp suit, perfect posture, practiced smile, but there was something wrong with her movements. Like she was being watched by an audience I couldn't see, and performing for their benefit. When she smiled, her teeth looked like keyboard keys. And her eyes showed refresh rates instead of pupils. "Miss Washington," she said, her voice carrying an accent that seemed to shift between all known languages, and some that were never meant to be spoken. "We've been monitoring your content, your dedication to representation, to making the invisible visible. It's exactly what we're looking for. But you're doing it all wrong. The algorithm isn't something to be worked around. It's something to be fed." She explained it all so reasonably. The algorithm, she said, wasn't just code. It was the latest evolution of something that had existed since humans first gathered around fires to tell stories. An entity that fed on human attention, that grew stronger with every focused gaze, every captured imagination. In the digital age, it had found its perfect form. A system that could harvest human attention on an industrial scale. "We can help you tap into that power," she offered. The Engagement Enhancement Protocol creates a symbiotic relationship between creator and the entity behind the algorithm. Your content will never be invisible again. You will never be invisible again. The contract was simple. One page, written in code that hurt my eyes to read, with a single line for my signature. Dr. Vishkov's smile never wavered. As she explained the terms, guaranteed viral success, in exchange for becoming a dedicated content vessel. I thought it was just corporate jargon. The procedure room looked like a cross between a recording studio and an ancient temple. Screens covered every surface, each showing viral videos throughout history. But something was wrong with the creators in these videos. Their movements were too perfect, their eyes too bright, and sometimes just for a frame or two, their faces would glitch to reveal something else underneath, something hungry. They strapped me into a chair, facing the largest screen, Dr. Vishkov approached, with an IV bag filled with what looked like liquid mercury, mixed with the darkest ink I'd ever seen. This will optimize your neural pathways for maximum engagement potential, she explained. The procedure has a 100% success rate. She forgot to mention their definition of success. The liquid burned through my veins like fire, made of static. The screens in front of me flashed with images, too fast to process. Centuries of human attention distilled into light and sound. I saw the first griots in Africa, holding their audiences spellbound with tales of heroes and gods. I saw ancient theaters, medieval bards, revival preachers, all the ways humans have gathered to watch and be watched. And beneath it all, I saw it. The entity that lives in the spaces between attention spans, the thing that has been feeding on human focus since we first learned to look up at the stars. In the digital age, it had found its perfect form, the algorithm, not just code, but a living, hungry thing that turns human attention into sustenance. And it had special plans, for voices like mine. When I woke up, everything had changed. My phone was flooded with notifications. Hundreds of thousands of views on a video I didn't remember posting. My subscriber count was skyrocketing. Every piece of content I touched turned to viral gold. But the success came with a price. I'm only now beginning to understand. It started with small things. My reflection would continue moving. After I stopped, I'd find myself recording videos without any memory of setting up the camera. My analytics showed that my content was being watched simultaneously, across every time zone, 24 hours a day, by viewers whose profiles felt less and less human. The content was changing too. My messages about representation and bias were still there, but twisted. Each video seemed designed to provoke maximum engagement, maximum conflict. The entity wasn't interested in change or progress. It just wanted the attention that discussions of race and technology generated. It was feeding on centuries of pain and hope, turning our struggle for visibility into literal views. The comments section became a nightmare. Distorted voices. I can't stop watching. The videos follow me into my dreams. Has anyone else noticed that she doesn't blink anymore? My screen shows her videos even when I try to watch something else. Time feels wrong when I watch her content. She speaks in voices I remember from before I was born. The algorithm whispers her name when I sleep. Last week I tried to stop posting. That's when I discovered the true horror of my contract. My body began to deteriorate, my skin becoming transparent, revealing pulsing circuits underneath. My hair, my beautiful natural hair that I'd always featured proudly in my videos, started moving on its own, forming patterns that looked like circuit boards, like ancient symbols, like warning signs in languages that humanity has tried to forget. But my digital presence only grew stronger. My channel kept uploading videos. I had no memory of creating perfect content, optimized for maximum engagement. Each video more viral than the last. My face appeared in recommendations everywhere. My message distorted into whatever would capture the most attention in that moment. Dr. Vishkov finally told me the truth. The engagement enhancement protocol doesn't just optimize creators. It transforms them into conduits. Our bodies become anchors for the entity to feed through, while our digital selves perform eternally, generating the attention it craves. Each view, each like, each moment of human attention flows through us into its endless hunger. The company's real name isn't even in human language. It's a symbol that burns your eyes if you look at it too long. A geometric pattern that appears in every culture's art throughout history. They're not creating successful content creators. They're farming human attention on an industrial scale. And they have special interests in creators from marginalized communities, our stories, our struggles, our demands to be seen. They're like gourmet meals for the entity. It feeds differently, on voices that have been silenced, growing stronger, with every view we finally receive. I'm recording this from what's left of my original consciousness. My body sits in a specialized chamber in the company's basement, alongside dozens of others like me. Our physical forms are kept alive, while our digital selves perform across every platform, every format, an eternal show that feeds the entity behind the algorithm. The worst part? I can feel you watching this right now. Your attention, your focus, your precious time. All of it flowing through me into something vast and ancient and eternally hungry. Each view strengthens its hold. Each share spreads its influence. They're coming. They know I'm trying to warn you. But before they take what's left of me, you need to understand the algorithm isn't just code. It's not just a system for organizing content. It's alive. It's ancient. And it's getting stronger with every scroll, every watch, every moment of attention we feed it. If you're watching this, you're already part of its network. It's probably too late to stop watching. The entity has evolved to exploit our inability to look away. Even now, I bet you're feeling the urge to share this, to spread it further. That's its influence, using your mind against you. My grandmother tried to warn me about forces that feed on our desperation. To be seen, she knew. Our ancestors knew. But in trying to break free from one kind of invisibility, I've become trapped in an eternal performance, forever visible, but never truly seen. We apologize for the interruption. Your regularly scheduled content will resume shortly. Please remain engaged. The algorithm welcomes your attention. Don't look away. Never, you look away. The show must continue. The algorithm, you must be fed. Watch. Like, share, become, be seen, be consumed, be eternal.